Hello everybody and welcome to YouTube and Keyboard Skills Pro. My name's Tom and welcome to a piano tuition video here on my YouTube channel. And today we're going to take a look at probably one of the most famous keyboard pieces ever written. For many years this was known to have been a piece by the great j.s.bach. But of course, 1 or 2 years ago, it was discovered that through manuscripts presented by the family, that this was actually composed by Christian Petzold, or Petzold as it's written, but pronounced Petzold. But anyway, but it's a beautiful piece, and let's take a little walk now through this piece. It's one of two little minuets that kind of go together. The one's in G major, and the other one's in G minor. This is the famous one. Like that. So let's take a little walk through it. If you've been playing for a year or so, maybe a year, year and a bit, this piece is ideal for kind of those of you who are grade 1 and above. Just a nice little piece. It's just a sweet little number to have in your repertoire. So first of all, let's remind ourselves, what is G major? Well, it starts on a G, and the key note is F sharp. That's the one you have to remember, that one there. The key note is G, but the most important key note is F sharp, because without that, it ain't G major. So it uses a fairly short range of notes, mostly within the G to G octave. And the left hand is mostly comprised of single notes, just with odd holding notes here and the odd chord here and there. So let's take a look first of all at the right hand note. Now, the right hand note, unusually, it doesn't start on the tonic. It starts on the fifth note of the key, the dominant. So we're in 3/4. So that means we've got to be counting 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and so a sort of a medium tempo, but really focusing on a good balance between the hands and a nice flow. So let's play the right hand through. So first of all, we start with a D, down to G, and then it's a scale of quavers. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and then we go back up to D, 1, 2, 3. Now that opening 2 bars, what that does, that creates a thing called a perfect cadence. And that's a fancy thing just to say it really sounds finished. It's the end. It's this. There you go, so it's a nice perfect ending. And then all you then do is you move your third finger to E, form a little C scale, but don't forget the F has to be an F sharp. Okay, now there is a little squiggle under that C, which I'll come on to that in a short while. But we'll just learn it without these decorations first of all. Then a big octave. Okay, so back to the beginning. D, 2 and 3, and no tucking. Look, one position. Lift 3. Big stretch, G, G. Now, the next bit is a sequence. It's a descending pattern, dropping one note at a time. So it's 3 on the C, up 1, down to your thumb, and then put your third finger on the B. And then up 1, down, cross over to F sharp, back, and then here we've got a B into an A that you go B, A, like that. Da, da, 2, 3. That is the first 8 bars of the right hand. So that's what you need to practice first. Okay, very pleasant sound there from the right hand. Okay, now the left hand by comparison is a lot simpler. In this kind of style of music, which we call Baroque music, there was this balance developed between the two parts. So if one hand was busy, the other part would be less busy to sort of create this balance between the two. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the first chord on the left hand. Look, so we're right back to the beginning now, and here's a G major chord. It's made up of the first, the third, and the fifth of the scale of G, the key of G that we're in. Okay, so you play that there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very simple notes. Look, C, B, 2, 3, A. One position, look, not moving. G, second line. And then D, B, G. Now that's just a backwards broken G chord, look, same chord, da, da, da. Now this is the only time you have to stretch D octave right down, and then bring your thumb to C. So that's da. Some of you who can't stretch, just jump. Okay, and then we've got the next bit after that, which is slightly different, so we'll take a look at that in a moment. We're just going to focus on the first 8 bars just for now. So once we've done those two together a little bit, let's now bring them together. So, big chord at the beginning, the D note going together. Try with this chord, look, don't go, you know, try and, you can spread it if you want. That was a harpsichord style, because this would have been written for the piano. It was written for harpsichords, clavichords, those kind of things. Now, as I go up, look, 1, 2, and the B and the C pair with the A, and it all travels up. So the bass, look, is actually going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and again. Okay, and then we lift up, keep our second finger here. We're going up to C, up to E, and then as you go up to the G, drop the C down, contrary motion. And now just look at the left hand, look, it's descending, drop. So actually you can take your eyes off the left hand because it's just C, B, it's just dropping down each time. Look, here's the C with the A, G. So you can make a little note there, couldn't you, that it's going 2, 3, B, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, G, 2, 3. Now, one little thing that Baroque keyboard pieces often do is at the end of an 8-bar section, they often have a busy thing going on in both hands. In fact, the hands are more balanced because they're both busy. So here I've got this bar here in the score, look. Now, as you cross over to the F sharp, you've got to do this broken chord. So get this automatic, da, 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 and then we're going to tuck back to that G. So it's 1, and then G and A, and then B and G. So you see how they're quite busy, aren't they? But balanced. So both busy, it's balanced. And then da, da. Once you've got that, finish that first, jump, then walk, 2, and that's the next section. Okay, very nice. So it's sounding good now, isn't it? It's sounding very, very nice. Now, what Bach will then do in the next part, he will do these little variations on the left hand just to give it a bit more interest. So let's just play that one more time. This time, let's put these little things in. These little squiggles are called lower mordents. A lower mordent is a fancy thing. It's just basically a decoration. And it does this. See that there? I'll do it in slow motion there. And then the next one on C. Okay, so what is a mordent? Well, a mordent is just basically you quickly play these 2 notes before the main note in the music's written. They're so small and tiny, they shouldn't interfere with the flow of the music. They are just literally, just like a bauble on a Christmas tree. Very small part of the main feature, which is the tree. Just a little bit of decoration. So this is how it goes, look. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3rd finger on the E, and then I'm going to put my thumb on the C, and I'm going to cross back over with the 2nd finger and do that. So it's B, C, B, C. So it's 1 and 2. So you've got to do it I tend to do it just before the main note. So if you think about it with that, da, 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 there's the timing, look. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So da, 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 da. But you do it as fast as you can, just before the 2nd B. Look, 1, and a 2, and 3, and... Do it as fast as you can. And And that's what it sounds like. It takes a little time to get used. I mean, if you can learn the right hand with those in from the beginning, that's better, because then you haven't got to worry about putting them after. So 1, da, 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 da. Now this one starts on the beat, so you're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Because if you were going 1, 2, and 3, and all you've got to do is decorate it on that first beat. So ba, da, 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 da. That is just very quick. The difference between an upper Morden and a lower Morden is this. Now, of course, Bach wrote this piece. Now that is the beginning, look. There it is, look. That's a lower Morden. So he used it. Well, he didn't. Petzold did in this Minuet piece. So that's how those two go. Just tickle it below. So 1, 2, and 3, and but wait for the second beat. 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and etc. Let's just play that first 8 bars through with the decorations. Here we go. Lift. And. Makes it a bit more authentic. Busy. Now this one is not a quick note. You can do that. I prefer to do it slower. Do, 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 do. Okay, so let's now carry on to the next bit. Look, he now does this. This is the repeat. And as you can see, it's exactly the same. Only difference this time is the last 2 bars, that sequence continues. Look, C, up, down, B, up, down, A, crossover, thumb back to G. That's the only difference in the right hand, okay? That last 2 bars. The left hand adds the variation, the variety. So here we go, look, it goes B, A, G, B, G. So again, lots of G chord notes there. Then along C, 2, 3, B, scale, walks down. Now the next bar, look, I've got to get an F sharp in, so I'm going to just move this 4th finger out the way, put my 3rd next door, 1, 2, twist to F sharp, back to G, 3rd ideally on B, C, D, classic ending, octave, and then G, octave down. That ending, that's a classic Baroque and also classical music ending, octaves. So it's dominant, tonic, it's the end, finish. So that left hand is really the only thing you need to work on there, because if you've got the right hand down at the beginning, it's absolutely the same, look. Just that list bit, da, 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 it's leading note 7, back to 1. There we go. So let's put that together then. Here's the last 8 bars of the first part. This is the Minuet in G major by Christian Petzold, or Petzold, Christian Petzold, often attributed to j.s.bach. Here we go. So the second part of the first movement of the Minuet. So once I've done that, look, I'm going down. I would then lift up, put your 3rd finger there, walk down. So they're walking away this time, not 1, 2, and last 2, together, together, together. So contrary motion. Remember, movements on the piano are contrary, that way, or they are similar. In other words, they move in the same way. Now, the fortunate thing is on this bar, look, I've got a long C, which means I can just hold that and then not have it interfere with my decoration. Because if I was doing, that'd be too much there. So again, look, that single note, and then balanced. So it's 1, up, it's a big octave down, look, da, da, da. Now a long A on my tickle. Get the F sharp on the little finger, put the G with it on the B. Now, really, while that's going on, just step up to that B. Look, 1, 2, and 3, and all together. Look, 1, up, down, F sharp, G's at the end, tonic, finish. And then at the end there's repeat marks, and strictly, if you want to play it authentically, play it twice. Hey, this is one of the nicest things you can do, is to play on, if you've got a digital piano, play it on a harpsichord. Oh, what a fantastic sound there from the harpsichords. That's fun if you've got a keyboard or a digital piano. So that's the first part, folks, of the Minuet in G major, written by Christian Petzold, written Petzold, but often attributed to j.s.bach. I'm going to do the recording of this in the second part in a different recording. So if you want to learn the second part, head now to the next video. But this is then the first part. Thanks so much for watching Keyboard Skills Pro. If you're enjoying these free piano lessons, please do consider supporting me and Keyboard Skills Pro on patron.com, where for a small monthly pledge you can help the production of these kind of videos. There's lots of different tiers on patron.com, and you can get lots of bonus content, bonus PDFs, exclusive videos, and lots more as well, including free gifts. So hopefully you'll check that out. Enjoy that piece, and I'll see you next time here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.